Alright guys, welcome back, Treetop Garage. My son's over where we're going to be working on the F100 today. Main goal is to get the steering kind of figured out. So I put the steering column in off camera. I wanted to see where we're going to be at with that U-joint that I put in on the steering box. And I have some that I have to cut out. So I was going to buy a new steering column and I'm like, I really didn't want to spend the money. So we're going to take this steering column, we're going to cut it, we're going to take it apart, and we're going to shorten it. I do have all the other stuff to make it work. I did get another U-joint for the second half, and I also have the double D, a bunch of it, actually, double D shaft too, to make it all connect. So the main goal is to try to get that kind of all figured out. If we have time, I like to get some pulleys on there, something like that, depending on what's going on. So we'll see what happens. But so like I said, the main thing, get the steering column shortened up, get it mounted back in there, and get it all together and see where we're going to be at. I know I'm going to have to modify some stuff to make it all like at where the floor and firewall come in and the steering column goes through. I'm probably have to put some mounts on it or something for that too. So right now I'm just trying to get a general idea what I got to do to get that all where it's working. So also my son started a YouTube channel for doing RC cars, which is pretty cool actually. What's the name of your?
It's Blake's RC.
Blake's RC. Check his channel out for now. Check his channel out. I don't even think I'm on it, am I?
Nah,
I don't think I am. And we'll try to put a link maybe down below or just go check it out. I'll also, on my other channel, my 2A channel, I'm also doing a 10 guns in 10 days challenge right now that I'm featuring, like I did with the tools, 1 gun every day for 10 days. So if you want to check that out, it's Ohio 2A Patriot. I will put a link to that down below as well, in case you guys want to go check that out. And give me a subscribe if you would. That's a very small channel right now. I have not posted hardly anything on it in a while. So check that out. I'm going to pause you, and we'll get started on this and see what we get done. And then we'll be back at the end and wrap it up. So thanks a lot, guys. Definitely subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And also check out my son's channel, and we'll be right back. Hold on, guys. All right, guys. So we got our steering column for our F100. And I was going to buy another one at first, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, I could shorten this pretty easy. So what's going on is I put it back in temporarily just to figure out where my two U-joint pieces are going to be. One's already on the steering box. And with this mounted in place, the first one came to about right here. So what I did was I measured the other one just to figure out how short I need to go. And this is about where the other one, the length of that one is. So and then I want a little bit of room for that double D shaft to where I can get it where I want it. So I'm going to add this distance in between those two joints. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece off first because I need to get this. This is two pieces here. There's an inner piece and this outer piece. And I need this piece to go on the other piece up here for my U-joint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off here. I'm going to try to take this off. Hopefully it just slides out of there. And then this is welded right there by this bearing. So I'm just going to cut that off flush. And then I'm going to cut it, just the outside tube on this line. Take all that off of there, hopefully. It should come right off. Get this bearing out that's right here. And then I'll have to put this bearing back in up here. And then we should be able to shorten our shaft to probably right about in here someplace. Maybe even a little bit closer. Whatever we got here, we'll use up in here somewhere. So let me get my stuff set up, and we'll go ahead and cut this off and see what we can come up with here. I might even shorten it more because this steering column kind of stuck out a little bit way past the dash and what I really want. So we're going to test fit it before we figure that out. But for right now, we're just going to cut it there, see what kind of room we got, and go from there. So let me pause you and we'll get set up for everything here. And also my son's going to be, at some point today, we're going to start putting the pulleys and that on the front of the motor, getting that kind of figured out, where all the power steering pump and the alternator is going to go. Get all that kind of figured out hopefully today, maybe. So let me pause you. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're going to whack that off first. See if I can get that off of there. Not too much problem. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this right here too. I did notice this thing does have a spring for some reason up in here.
You still got a little weld on there.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough to get that. I might have to just tap it through this way first.
Yeah.
Let me get something to tap that way. Maybe I can get a little bit of that.
Yeah, looks thin.
It's pretty thin, I think. It's right up against that bearing, so hopefully don't mess up the bearing. Shouldn't take that much. This is tight. It's stuck. It's hot. Huh. All right. There we go. I gotta find something different. Some random pin. Might work. And we have to grind some more of this off. Actually, push in on this. Oh. Pull the tension on that real quick. I'll just zip this off. Why didn't I do that before? Alright. Got it now. Okay, there's that.
I wonder if the spring's like a trash thing. Trash doesn't go in a little bit.
So now we got to get the bearing out. We got to shorten this shaft up a little bit. Probably like right in here. Got to get that wherever it went. The end piece, it's probably hot. Just slide out of there. Pretty easy or no? Alright, so we need to clean up this sleeve. We'll be putting this sleeve back on up in here. And we'll have to get the bearing out, put that in here after we clean that up, and we should be good. Alright, hold on guys. Be right back. Alright, so we got our piece of brass bushing out. Shaft is pulled back now, so I'm going to deburr this inside with my inside deburring tool here. There we go. This should go right in there. Probably have to tap it in a little bit, but actually we got a little bit of a burr there still. That's better. Where'd my hammer go? this in there. I don't want to beat this up too bad, so I'll go grab a softer hammer. Aha. Perfect. Plastic. There we go. Alright, so that's in all the way. Push that back through. Oh, you're close. Yeah, come on. Oh, there you go. Close. We have to deburr that actually. I got to deburr the inner part now. One thing we didn't do, but actually there's probably a bearing here too. You can
Loosen up the rest a little.
we have to get this out of here now. How's that? Needs to be deburred? I should probably clean it up. Alright, we're going to clean this up and then we'll be back. Actually, you know what? Let's just go clean it up just now, right now. We'll clean up on the bench grinder here. I'm going to help you. Having a steering wheel kind of makes it kind of easy to hard. That's probably good. Probably should have cleaned up this inner part, this bearing too, but I didn't think of that. Alright, let me move the camera back here. See what's going on in there.
Push it forward.
Forward?
Yeah. Come towards me. That should go in. That's gonna just keep twisting it and pushing it.
Oh, there we go. I should have put a little oil on this.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. There we go.
There's already kind of an oil on it.
Yeah, this is looking right in the camera there. Just a little burr on there. So we got that back together. Still got to put this on there. Right about here. And then we'll cut this excess off. And then we'll have to weld this too, actually. Alright. Cut her off here real quick. And we'll tack weld it on the end there. So I got a mark. Okay, now we're just going to tack weld it a little bit here. We'll try it. I'm going to pause you. Be right back.
Can't see nothing. That's on there.
Yeah? Alright. Alright, guys. Alright, guys, so we got the steering column back in. But I have a little bit of interference. A little bit of interference with this little plate right here. I'm going to take that out because we're going to probably have to modify that a little bit to get this to work. So I got a drill. Hand me that drill right there. I'll take this out. We'll get a little bit of idea what we're doing here, I think. Oh, these things got nuts on them?
No.
Oh, I wasn't going in reverse, that's why. What's that?
I said it probably helps you go the right way, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it helps if you go the right way, for sure. Alright. Oh, it's just a bunch of rubber under there. So we're going to fix that up later. But. So now you can kind of see what's going on. Actually, we could really see what's going on now. So we do have to figure out a way to brace this bottom of the column to the floor, which won't be a big deal. That'll be after. So, huh?
Almost a straight shot.
Yeah, well that's why I went with two of these things, really. Let me get a measuring tape. If you can find me one, I want to measure the length here. Cut something. Can you hold this up for me right there where it's at? Maybe? I'll be able to do both things. Hold on. So, about 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches should do it. Maybe a little longer. You like. Yeah. Oh, I got some 3/4 double D shaft from before. Let me get you guys, we'll pause you, we'll set up for this. Alright guys, so we got a little over 3.5. I went ahead and went 3 5/8 in case we need to trim it or something. We'll burn that up real quick. Alright, go ahead and deburr that. People don't know what a double D shaft is. It's basically, it used to be round and they just kind of put two flat sides on it. This is pretty common for steering stuff. Pretty good, it works well. Alright, let's see how we can get this to fit. Hopefully it fits. Hopefully it's not too long. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything from there or not. You can kind of see it.
Zoom in a little bit.
And basically right down in there.
Yeah. Right there.
Okay. Well, let's try to fit it. You want to? I'll go inside. You can try maybe help from here.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't have any of the sense.
No. Probably
We're gonna have to deburr it a little more, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to clean it up a little bit more. Alright. Go ahead and pause this. We'll have to clean this thing up a little bit more. Hold on. Alright guys, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but we're going to try to get this on there now. We got this shaft fitting pretty good. I'm going to try to hopefully get this together. Actually, I wonder if it'd be easier to do this from here. Got my hand there. Oh, there we go. It's pretty much on there. Now the bottom of this column is not supported at all, but it should work.
Yeah.
Now the column wants to turn in this thing. It's very loose. But yeah, this steering, once we get it braced up at the bottom, it should be good.
Yeah, I think a couple L brackets right to the firewall.
Yeah. We weld those right to the steering column and
Bolt them to the firewall.
to the, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way to clamp that better. The steering columns needs to be clamped up better in that holder. And so we're gonna have to figure something out there. And then we'll have to modify the plate. But yeah. We should be good there. This actually needs to come up a little bit, but we still got to put all the set screws and stuff in it and get it where we want it. So. But yeah, that worked out. I think it'll be okay once we brace it up and stuff and keep it from moving around. All right, guys. Let me give you a better view of that. See it better. Yeah. So you got the steering box. You got your one U-joint, little shaft, and the other U-joint's up in there. So on that cover just has, it's two pieces actually, so that's good. You can make that work. And then we just have to brace up the bottom of the steering column where it goes by the floor. Which it's probably, I don't know, it's a few 2 inches from the floor here. So we just make some L brackets, maybe come off and go to there into the floor, a firewall. So that should be good. And then this brace piece here, it's kind of moving around. It needs a better clamping there. There's some rubber in there, but it's probably all dry rotted and old and everything. So, but yeah, that'll be another day. We got to find some stuff to make that work. So yeah, huh?
Yeah, some rubber.
Yeah, that's pretty thick that's in there now. We'll have to see what we can do. I guess we'll have to pull the steering column back out, kind of. So
that's gotta happen anyway. You want to put the flat spots on.
Yeah, I need to put some flat spots on that shaft. Up here where these two set screws go on, I want to put some flat spots there so that it's got something to grip onto better. So that's how you shorten a steering column. So let me pause you. We'll be right back. Hold on, guys.
This is like a
Yeah, I know. Alright guys, so these are two of my RCs that I just recently got. They're both made by Red Cat, right? This is International Scout 2. As you can see, it's mostly for like mud. It's like a crawler, four-wheel drive. And the other one is, what is it?
Everest 10.
Everest 10. My son actually had this one and I talked him out of it with some trade and stuff. And you could tell it flexes really nice, but they both do. This one it has aftermarket tires on, so does that one, I believe. That one's got a lot of aftermarket stuff on it, I think.
Yeah, those are stock tires, just cut.
Oh, stock tires, you just cut some of the tread off. But yeah, we're gonna do, I got a pretty good sized mud hole over here. We're gonna do some, as you can see, we already had this one in there today. We're gonna do some videos on that. Maybe we'll put them on his channel or whatever, but I just kind of want to show this real quick because it's something I'm kind of getting back into a little bit. So I figured it'd be cool to show you guys. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we got the steering kind of figured out for the most part. A little bit of stuff to do, but not much. I need to get some material for making that thing that goes in the floor to hold the bottom of the column steady. But we got most of all the other stuff's all good to go. We didn't get a chance to mess with the pulleys at all. We got to mess around with the RC cars after that and lost track of time. So now it's a little bit later. So, but yeah, fun times. Like I said, make sure you check out Blake's RC. Make sure you check out 2A Patriot. I'm doing 10 guns in 10 days, like I said. And yeah, we'll be back. I'll try to work on some more of this stuff this week. I wanted to get the pulleys on. Like I said, that's all basic stuff, but I don't know how this, like the power steering pump and how the alternator are going to really fit on there, because I got 2 different motors, parts from 2 different motors, and I got brackets. Might not work. I got to see. We'll figure it out. But for now, that's it for that. I want to get this thing where it's kind of operational here in the next month or 2, where I can at least move it in and out on its own. The plan today was to move the Studebaker into this 3rd bay, the 2nd middle bay, but it wouldn't start. It was turning over, but I don't know if it's not getting enough gas or too much gas. I don't know. We got to look at that. So I was going to move it in here, and we didn't move it today. Maybe next weekend we can move it in. But that's coming up, and I do want to do a couple little things to it. I think I'm just going to get a different carb. That carb has been giving me a lot of problems. Or I might have to just take it off and maybe try to go through it. I got some kind of issue. Yeah. Anyway, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Check out my channel. Check out my son's channel. And yeah, that'll be it for today. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video, guys.